Today is Wednesday, the 26th day of February, 2020. 6 months after Hurricane Dorian. Still no indication from the government of the Bahamas on how or when our dead would be buried. Only thing we know is that K. Forbes Smith and Hiram Lewis is in a big fight on who's in charge. If I'm a betting man, I know who's going to win that fight. K. Forbes Smith. Because if she's getting $150,000 a year, her pay grade is more than Hiram Lewis. Therefore, she have bigger balls than Hiram Lewis. And it seems like every prime minister that is elected by the FNM, both Hubert loves her. So when she comes with all her brains and all her experience, they listen to her over the minister. So in Abaco, we know that K. Forbes Smith is going to bring her funeral home people in. She's going to do it her way because it's all about K. Forbes Smith. She don't give a hell about the dead bodies, and neither does she give a hell about the peoples that remain, that loved ones are in that trailer. And it's so sad that this woman has always been about the money, and the people within the government can't see it, only the people outside the government. And if she has so much brains and so much care, how come she never been elected to anything in Grand Bahama? Why is she always appointed and the money follows her? Well, it is sad when it's sad when you see a government that's out on the campaign trail. Our illustrious Prime Minister has started campaigning to be the next Prime Minister of this country. And it's an international disgrace that we had only 2 islands in this country that was affected by Hurricane Dorian. 2 islands. What if Nassau would have got hit like Abaco? What if Eleuthera, Exuma would have got hit with this Prime Minister leading the country? When after 6 months, this Prime Minister, I saw the video last night, got them bunch of kids out there making a monkey themselves, shaking up in the front of him, all that red on, trying to convince the fool, you can't fool the fools no more, that he is the man to run this country. When after 6 months, he can't bury our dead. He can't even be honest enough. Nobody in this government could tell you the amount of people that's in the trailer. Nobody could tell you how many has died. And he want to be the Prime Minister once again. While K. Forbes Smith is trying to be the Prime Minister of Abaco and Grand Bahama. And so far, her word doesn't mean nothing. When she got in the church and lied in the 2 church, that's what's me off her right there. When you go in the pulpit and you lied and say you're going to stop the domes immediately, and 2 days is continuing, that I can't forgive. Neither can I forget. So, you see, her word doesn't mean much. I talked to the guy at the drone the other day, say K. Forbes Smith has a boss. And this money that they're making from the domes is bigger than K. Forbes Smith. This is about K. Forbes Smith pay grade. That's what they're bragging about there in Spring City. While our deads can't even be buried. It's hard. The final analysis is that Kay Forbes Smith gonna bring her funeral home people from Grand Bahama, and she's gonna kick Hiram Lewis to the side, and she's gonna decide what they got, what they're getting, and how much. This is crazy, man. This discussion shouldn't have been happening 6 months in. It's a battle of who's the greediest of the greedy. It's about the money, and there's no transparency. Shouldn't we know what Kay Forbes Smith is getting as the director? Shouldn't we know what criteria is needed? Shouldn't we know why only certain funeral homes were selected after the people of Abaco entrusted one funeral home? Why is this funeral home, the only one that's on the ground in Abaco, is being excluded? Because the white-haired woman has more sense than everybody else? Does Kay Forbes Smith give a hell about the people that have loved ones in the trailer? Does Kay Forbes Smith ever met any of the people of the loved ones in the trailer? Are they being included in the arrangements of the burial? I foresee there's going to be a big protest, a big demonstration on the way forward. 6 months in, we, the people in Abaco, is tired of the lack of respect, the lack of trust, the lack of transparency. Almost 7 months. It's a new month next week. 7 months in, they cannot give us the numbers of the dead. 7 months in, they can't tell us when they're going to be dead, buried. All they can say is that Kay Forbes Smith is acting like man over the minister. How can somebody who's appointed have more say than somebody who's elected? That's because she's minister girl. Hiram Lewis just happened to be a number. Hiram Lewis, I was you, I would respectfully join the independent group, because you ain't saying nothing and they just showing you that you ain't nobody. Kai case. Interesting.